There is news that is pushing the virus closer to Donald Trump himself. The president has a bunch of what are called valets. They're sort of like personal assistants in a lot of ways. And these are some of the closest people to presidents of the United States. They're often from the U.S. Navy. They deal with food, drink when Trump is at the residence, when Trump is traveling. They cater to the needs of the first family in many cases. These are people that are really close to the president physically, and often they are close in a relationship sense as well. One of Donald Trump's personal valets has tested positive for coronavirus. The valet started having symptoms Wednesday morning, tested positive, and Donald Trump was notified about this. We know that the virus can take 2 to 14 days from infection to symptoms. It's an average of 5 days before you show symptoms. And presumably, this is a valet that has continued to be in close contact with Donald Trump. The White House has not said that the valet was not around Donald Trump. So based on how this administration works, we probably can assume that the valet was around Donald Trump during this time. The White House continues not to enforce social distancing for staffers. Reports are that very few people at the White House are wearing masks. Valets are not wearing masks. The physical distance is not being adhered to very strictly at the White House. Now, here's my question for you, and I really want to think this through. If Trump was tested right away when the valet tested positive, Trump was tested once again. If Trump tested positive for coronavirus, but he didn't immediately need to go to a hospital, for example, would they admit it? Would they say that the president has tested positive? There's a North Korea-like gist to this administration where I don't know that they would admit that the great orange leader in this case has tested positive. I also, and this is a different story, but I also would not put it outside the realm of possibility that Trump and Pence have been prophylactically receiving antibody transfusions, the convalescent plasma. You're talking about the president and the vice president. It wouldn't be crazy. It's not even like, oh my God, they're receiving. It would actually just seem almost like that seems relatively safe, and it seems to be effective at treating or dealing with the virus when people have it. It wouldn't be completely out of this world to think maybe Trump and Pence have been getting prophylactic transfusions. But the real story is, has Donald Trump been exposed? What are the results of Donald Trump's test? Has he been taking chloroquine prophylactically as he advocated for a while? My guess is the answer is no. And right away, when this news was released about the valet testing positive, rumors started spreading that Trump went silent on Twitter yesterday because he had the virus. I don't think so. He didn't tweet much for part of the day. Then he was right back on Twitter, tweeting very, very aggressively. The most important thing is to follow up about, once again, we talked about it earlier, management by optics. Trump is not wearing a mask because he says it'll make him look ridiculous. He may be hurt in his reelection campaign if he is seen wearing a mask. Same thing applies to this. If it became known that Donald Trump had coronavirus, would his followers change their minds about Donald Trump being this big, strong, trustworthy guy? I actually think it might be a positive thing in the sense of, I'm not saying I want Trump to get the virus, but I do believe that some of the people that follow Trump, who love Trump, who see him as a demigod, if they found out that Trump had coronavirus, they might start wearing masks. They might start adhering to social distancing guidelines. They might actually start taking this more seriously. But in terms of would the Trump administration admit that Trump has the virus if it didn't require him going to the hospital? I don't know. I'm curious to see what you think. We have a fantastic program for you today. Remember, you can sign up for the all new David Pakman Show newsletter on our website, davidpakman.com. It will soon be morphed into a print digest version of the David Pakman Show coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's free. Sign up at davidpakman.com. Also, let me know what you think about this Trump coronavirus testing thing. Would they admit Trump has the virus if it didn't require him to go to the hospital? Let me know on Twitter. I am dpakman on Twitter. If you love feeding your intellectual curiosity, but you're always struggling to find the time, check out one of my all-time favorite apps called Blinkist. Blinkist lets you consume an entire book on your way home from work. They take thousands of popular nonfiction books, condense each one into text or audio that you can get through in just 15 minutes, and you get all of the important core ideas and information from that book. It's perfect if you don't have enough time to do all the reading you want to do, or if you just want to sample a book before you buy the entire thing. I recently read A Brief History of Time, of course, by the great Stephen Hawking. This is a book that I have been aware of for so long, and other things got in the way, and it was fantastic to check it out on Blinkist. Blinkist has books on politics, philosophy, science. They have 27 different nonfiction categories, and a subscription is only about $8 a month, and you get the entire library. But you can try it totally free and get 25% off a subscription when you go to Blinkist.com/Pakman. I've put the link right underneath this video.